Hello guys, my name is Evan Thomas Alzo and welcome to Mr. Padaku. So let's get started. Okay, so now let's talk about errors. Now, what is an error? Whenever you are measuring any physical quantity, there's some amount of error which you find, which is due to sometimes due to the instrument or the way you are measuring or due to any physical factor around you. Now, these errors can be divided into mainly three types on the basis of the cause of the error. For example, we have systematic error, we have random error, and we have least count error. Now, systematic error can be divided into instrumental error, error due to experimental technique, and personal error. Now, instrumental error is the error which is caused due to any defect in the instrument. For example, if the markings of the scale are wrong, you would measure wrongly every measurement you do with the scale. Now, error due to any experimental technique is the error found due to the wrong technique of using the instrument used or the wrong physical quantity being measured. Number 3, personal error. Now, personal error is something which is caused due to human error. Now, this could include parallax error, which is observed when we are, for example, if we are filling a burette with any particular solution. Now, if we don't look at the burette normally, we would see the wrong reading and we would fill it wrongly. So these are the systematic errors. Now, random error is the error which we can't control. It's due to the physical factors around it. It could be due to the Earth's rotation. For example, during the particle accelerator experiment, there were many factors which had to be taken under consideration. For example, the rotation of the Earth, the gravity, and the different molecules and atoms around the setup. Now, least count error is the error which is caused due to the wrong calculation of the least count. Now, on the basis of how error is presented, it can be divided into absolute error, relative error, and percentage error. Now, what is absolute error? Absolute error is the error in the mean observed value and any particular observed value. For example, if you take multiple observations and you find the mean value of the final mean value of the quantity. So the difference in when you select any particular observation, you can compare it with the mean value and find the absolute error. Now, relative error is the ratio of the absolute error to the mean observed value. So this is a ratio. And percentage error is relative error represented in the form of a percentage. Now let's talk about combination of errors. Now, when we are doing any operation on physical quantities which have been measured physically, whenever we do any operations such as addition, subtraction, or multiplication, the error affects the final value. For example, when you are adding or subtracting, the error in the final value is equal to the summation of the errors in each of the individual quantities. Same for subtraction. When we are doing multiplication or division, the relative error in the final value is equal to the summation of the relative errors in each of the individual quantities. Now, this is same for division also. And when we are raising a particular quantity to a particular power, what happens is that in the same way errors affect multiplication and division. The only difference is that each of the individual values are raised to their corresponding powers. Now, another topic which we need to take into account while talking about scientific values is significant figures. Now, significant figures are the digits in a particular observed value which hold scientific importance. Now, there are many rules which you have to follow to identify the number of significant figures each observed value should have. Now, these can be affected by the different operations happening on them and also on the number of zeros and where they are placed. All the non-zero digits are significant. All the zeros between two non-zero digits are significant no matter where the decimal point is, if at all. If the number is less than 1, the zeros on the right of the decimal point but to the left of the first non-zero digit are not significant. The terminal or trailing zeros in the number without a decimal point are not significant. The trailing zeros in a number with a decimal point are significant. Now when you're doing operations on significant figures, you need to take into account what operation you are doing. When you are doing addition or subtraction, the final result should retain as many decimal places as are there in the number with the least decimal place. And when you are doing multiplication or division, the final result should retain as many significant figures as are there in the original number with the least significant figure.